Hi, I'm Christine Peckstein, and welcome to Move Into Action. This is our monthly free coaching session that everybody has access to. So I would like to welcome everybody for this session. Today, I've chosen to speak about spider webs. There's a lot to be learned from this little thing that lives on my porch. I have steps that lead up to the entryway of my house. And for several weeks now, every time my children and I have come in and out of my home, we've battled a spider web. It's a persistent little sucker. Now, I don't like spiders. I hate them. They creep me out. They give me the heebie-jeebies. I get goosebumps just thinking about it. And so when I find a web, it's like panic. I want it out of here. I want to get rid of it. So I'm looking for a broom, a magazine, a shoe, whatever. But we have been unable to get rid of this spider because he's very well hidden. Down in a crack, there's like a hole on this side where the concrete has come out a little bit, and he's just decided to take up residence there. It's where he's going to spend his life. In order for him to survive, he's got to catch food to eat. So he spins this magnificent web every night. Of course, every morning we go outside and we're taking, the fly swatter, broom, whatever, and we're knocking it down. So this guy has a star all over every day. And I sat out there the other night and I wondered, how many of us live our lives like that? Where we build something and somebody comes along and they just knock it down without thinking. It really made me think, and I felt bad for the first time ever over this 8-legged thing. And the more I thought about it, I said, this really would be a good coaching session to coach us in our lives. And so I want to guide you through some questions that I want you to think about, and I want you to journal these. When in your life has somebody come along and just built and knocked something that you've worked so hard to build? They've either knocked it through their words, through their actions, or they've tried to sabotage it. Now, I know some of you say, well, why would somebody try to sabotage something that I'm building? From a coaching perspective, when I coach individuals, this is something that they have to think about. When you are working on life change, sometimes it makes individuals around you uncomfortable because they are used to you as you are. They like you as you are. They say, you don't need to change, you're fine just the way you are. They're not comfortable with the changes that might happen if you succeed. See, they don't know that. You do because you're working on your action plan. You are taking your steps. But for them, they just see this uncomfortable change is going to happen, and I don't know how I'm going to react to that. What would happen for me? So when we think about things like that, it does help us as we coach ourselves through times of adversity. Maybe all hail broke loose, like for this spider web. I was thinking, I'll bet every time a hailstorm, and in Kansas, we get hail all the time. We get severe thunderstorms. Every time a hailstorm happens, this little guy's got to rebuild his web. If he's not going to eat. So his livelihood is affected by a lot of circumstances, many of which are beyond his control. He doesn't have control over when we walk in and out. Sometimes we just don't see it. We walk right through it. We disband his whole web, not meaning to. Other times we've done it intentionally because we get creeped out by the little guy. And then sometimes there are things like the weather that happens. Obstacles are thrown in our path we couldn't anticipate. We didn't know to expect them. We had no control over them, but yet we still have to deal with them. So we wake up in the morning, everything we worked so hard to build is gone, and we have to start again. Frustrating, right? It can be. We have to learn to persevere. Like this spider, every single day we wake up. If it is our vision, if it's our goal, if it's our mission, if it's something that we dedicate our time and attention to focus upon, and it's that important to us, we need to rebuild it. And we don't just need to slap it up, we need to rebuild it every time with excellence. Every time we do, it gets better and better. Every time we do, we learn more and more. Every time we do, we're going to take it further than we did the last time. Every time we do, we make it a little bit stronger. Not only do we make that a little bit stronger, but we become a little bit stronger. We become a little bit more confident. And maybe it'll withstand some of the things that it wouldn't before, because as we learn, it does become stronger. And so those changes actually help us. So I want to challenge you. I'd like you to journal some of the questions I asked. When and what has somebody come along and tried to destroy? How did you react to it? When stuff happens, when obstacles that you have no control over come into the picture, and they affect the business that you're trying to build. They affect the relationships that you're working so hard to strengthen. They affect the things in your life that you are really trying to improve. They affect your attitude, your ability to start over. How do you deal with that? Can you start over? In what ways can you start over? What resources do you have? What have you learned from it that could help maybe make this better next time? What types of things do you have access to? Is it just your attitude? You're just going to strive and you're going to build it better than ever this time? That's just as important as anything else. So those are the kind of things I want to leave you with this week as you think about it. Next time you see a spider web, wonder how many times that spider's had to build it. And then compare that with some of the things in your life that you're trying to change. I'll bet the spiders had to build this web a lot more times than what we've ever had to work on something. And their very survival depends on it, yet so does ours. If we give up, we lose what it is that we were working toward. And when that happens, we're no longer headed in that direction. So a lot of times that's the end. That's the death of that dream or that focus or that vision that we have. And if that's what we want, then we can go ahead and quit. But if it's not, and our livelihood, if it's who we are, if it's who we are meant to be, if it's what we're meant to do, if we are that passionate about it, don't let it die. Get back out there, wake up the next day, it's gone, rebuild it, build it with excellence, and carry on. Thank you and have a great week. We will see you again next month for the free coaching session. If you are interested in getting these coaching sessions, mentoring sessions, private coaching, anything like that, we do have it available. It is moveintoaction.com. It's affordable for everybody, and we have weekly coaching segments that are on demand. You can watch them at your own convenience. We hope you'll check them out. Thanks and have a great week.